Yo, I'm out of focus. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fishy Hour. It's Monday, and we're back. We're doing Mondays. I'm doing Mondays now, and we'll be back here with Brian on Wednesdays. So let's get cracking. I'm glad to be back, and excited for what's to come. I got a lot of announcements today. I've been doing some work with the time I had on break, I guess, on the time I wasn't doing the show. I was doing some research, doing some planning, getting some stuff set up, and I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about that in today's episode. On top of that, if Coach is available, we'll do the surface temperature reports. If not, I have enough stuff to talk about for today. So stay tuned, and let's get into it. So first order of business, let's go shout outs for Peter86. Peter86 was here super early. What's up, Peter? Welcome. Thanks for hanging out. Peter got the first like and the first comment, but we're going to give the first comment to Benji because he got here next. So next person in line is Benji. What up, Benji? Good evening, MMFC. What up, Benji? Welcome. Good seeing you on Saturday. What up, Leonard? HTX Polestar in the house. MMFC Texas chapter. What up, Oscar? Let's go. Oscar gets a round of applause from the live studio audience because he's tuning all the way from Texas. Are you guys 2 hours ahead of us? I think my mics are a little bit too loud. How's that? Check 1 2. Check 1 2. There it goes. I think that might be 2 hours ahead of us. So thanks for staying up, Oscar, and listening to the show. I'm glad you're here. Okay, we got Mr. Eric, the Judge Lehman. What up? And we got Spinning Rod Rebel Marvin in the house. What up, Marvin? And we got, let's see, Doug. What's up, Doug? That's Sueño in the house. What's up, Doug? Give everybody beers. 5 Kilo Fishing. What up, Dan? Welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Whoa. What's up, Down SD Roy in the house? Let's go. I got Salty Dangle. What's up, Salty? What's up, Todd? Hey, Todd. Captain Dan. What's up, Captain Dan? Welcome back. Very cool. Mr. Coach, Wharf TV. Let's go. Yeah, Coach, if you're available today, that'd be great. No pressure, though. If you can't make it, I understand. Didn't give you any kind of warning, so I apologize for that. We got Kuda Carlos. What up, Kuda Carlos? How's it going, man? Welcome back. Iron Fish in the house. Let's go. And Brian likes to fish. What's up? We need Brian a round of applause. Brian's awesome, guys. He's been putting a lot of work into learning the whole process of live streaming. He was able to back me up, and I think it's trial by fire, right? He kind of like I taught him some stuff, but then he kind of had to go do research on his own and figure it out. So I'm super proud of Brian for taking the time to kind of teach himself. Honestly, I gave him some pointers. I set up his stuff a couple of times for him, but he made the effort. You know, he made the effort to learn, and it got super frustrating at some points, but he kept at it, and that's very good quality in a person. So I'm super proud of you, Brian, and thanks for being part of the show, for being part of the community. You're making a lot of cool stuff happen for the group. So thanks again. Oh yeah, round of applause. And the gong. Oh, that's a there you go. And a gong and the drum roll. There you go. Very cool. Okay, so let's see. Well, let's get to Pop Top. Let's get to Pop Top before we start crying over here and start doing group hugs again. On a scale of 1 to 10, tell me the best Pop Top you ever heard in your life. 1 being the worst. Rate this Pop Top. Steam. Dang, that's a nice one. I cut my nails. I couldn't get my nails under the tap. Cheers, everybody. Let me know in the chat what you are drinking tonight. Oh. It doesn't have to be an alcoholic drink, but it does have to make you relax and chill. Well, it doesn't have to, but it's just drink a drink that you enjoy. Whatever drink you enjoy, drink that. And let me know what it is in the chat. Ooh, a 9, a 10. Let's go. Welcome. Tony, where's Tony? I don't see him. Oh, Tony, what? Oh, what's up, Julian? Let's go, baby. Julian and I have been doing a little Fortnite in the house. How many crowns do you have right now, Julian? Oh, man, that's awesome. Yeah, he makes cool baits. Nice, Eric. Nice. I got Captain Dan, 10, 9. Eric, Spaghetti gave me a 10. Very cool. Thanks, guys. Nice scores. A nice rum-flavored cola beverage. Ooh. That sounds pretty good, Captain Dan. What up, y'all? Dave Rage in the house. What up? Pedialyte. Nice. Oh, are you hungover, or are you like trying to recover from like a marathon? What up, y'all? Dave Rage. Oh, cool. All right. Very nice. So, man, I've been doing some work. And let me give you guys a little bit of progress report on what's going on. So, announcements. Here we go. If you've been fishing this past week since the last show on Wednesday, or if you got missed in the last show because you submitted your photos on the day of, I'm taking the time right now to remind you to send the photos and stories you want featured in PB Shoutouts on Wednesday. Send that right now, or send that tonight, right? That way it gives Brian some time to put the slideshow together instead of stressing over at the last minute because he's trying to add all the photos that everybody submits at the last minute. Okay, so let's get him some room to work with. If you're gonna submit a photo for PB Shoutouts on Wednesday, submit it right now. Send it to Brian at Brian Likes to Fish on Instagram, or message it to him via Discord, also Brian Likes to Fish, okay? And if you don't know what Discord I'm talking about the, what is it? There it is. About the Mad Macks Fishing Club Discord server. As you guys probably noticed, I changed the logo for it so it matches the shield. The Mad Macks Fishing Shield, is going to become a bigger symbol in our club. It's kind of like our badge, I guess, or our brand, or not our brand, what is it called? Yeah, you'll see what stuff I have planned for it. It's super cool. I've told some of you guys, but once you guys see what's going on with it, it'll be cool. It'll be cool. Hope I'm not hyping it up too much. Very cool. All right. If anybody's new to the show, type in first timer in all caps in the chat, and we'll say hello and welcome you to the community, including shout outs. If not, we're going to keep rolling on. Okay. There it is. Okay. I did have an update finally and an explanation of why it took so long to get these Anatech hoodies done. Okay. So when we first had the idea to go get the Anatech hoodies, the sun hoodies, it was because it had a coupon code out and it was like, I think it was like close to 50% off or 50% off actually. So the shirts came out. I was like, hey, if you guys buy them, we'll put the MMFC stuff on them. And I had a guy lined up. It didn't work out. What up, Eric Lehman? First timer, let's go. Welcome to the show. First time this week, let's go. And so the person had lined up to do the actual screen printing, couldn't do the screen printing after all, and I lost communication with them. And now I had the garments, and a lot of these places I reached out to honestly didn't want to do the screen printing for me because I didn't buy the garments from them. Like they wanted me to buy the garments from them and then do the screen printing on those garments that they sold me, right? So I think that's where they make a lot of their profit is selling the actual blanks or the shirts to me, and then I resell them, right? And so since the shirts were already bought and paid for, all I really was supposed to pay for was just like to make the screen and the actual run, right? But again, pretty much everybody I reached out to didn't want to do it unless I bought garments from them. So that wasn't going to work. Till eventually, we reached out to, Oscar actually noticed that we couldn't. Oscar volunteered. he basically was going to put in a good word for me with brand of brothers over on Instagram. And I told him what the situation was. I was like, hey man, I've had these for a while and I can't get somebody to print these. Like, yeah, we don't usually print these. We usually don't do this kind of work either. We always sell the garment ourselves, and we don't accept garments provided by the customer. But since Oscar 636, our Oscar SoCal was it SoCal Noob? He went ahead and did it for us. So like as soon as I got the yes, we'll do it, I was like, all right, where do I drop these off? So I dropped them off today, and surprisingly, their place is not that far from my house. So it was a pretty quick drive. So those are in the works. They're actually in the printer's hands. What up, Muto? Welcome to the show, dude. They're actually in the printer's hands, and so now Alex Norton can stop memeing me. It did produce my first meme though, so thank you, Alex. And shout out to Brand of Brothers for taking on that job for us. So that was a super clutch, and also to Oscar for helping me get that connection done and working. So more memes, more memes are really nice. And so yeah, so I'm super stoked that those are like out of my that I passed that ball on to the next person in the line that's going to take care of it, right? So very nice. All right. The other thing I've been working on, I've been driving around and looking at places. Okay. So we're moving on to the next announcement. The next announcement is I'm trying to, and I mentioned this to the people in the Champions Lounge that I would like to do in-person meetings for the Mad Macks Fishing Club. So there's a whole process that I'd like to do during one of the meetings, but everything that I need to get this, everything that I need to have the first club meeting go well, it's in the works. So I have some stuff that's planned and on order actually. Okay, that'll be on order to make the first club meeting like just like the foundation and so we can establish I guess an itinerary or like a schedule of what we do in our meetings. That way it's the same throughout every time we do it, with the exception of the part where we have interaction, right? So I found a place where we're going to meet. So I'm going to tell you guys where we're going to have our club meeting, so you guys maybe can go up there and check it out. We're actually got the what do you say, approval? I guess not approval. We got the okay from Nelson over at the Mandarin House in La Jolla, and it's a Chinese food restaurant, but they have like a whole like a section towards a section that they can yeah, Hooters. Nice. They have a section that they can separate from for us away from the general customers, and he's gonna do like he'll do like a buffet for us while we're having our meeting. So we'll have a private space. We can fit up to 40 people, I think, and we'll have a private space with the area for us to do the presentation and talk or whatever, and then it'll be like a like honor system. Pitch in if you get food, it's to be laid out for us. If you want food, pitch in $10 into the kitty, get whatever food you want. It's like all you can eat, right? And then if you don't want to eat, just show up and don't eat. Just it's free basically at that point. But we're trying to do that. I want to try to have a meeting here in person every quarter, so every 3 months, and starting this quarter. So I wanted to kind of do it in October, but I'm not sure if that'll be enough time for me to get the stuff I need to make the first meeting the way I want to do it, right? So the biggest accomplishment for me on this piece was just being able to lock down the venue and know that it's guaranteed for us, and we're going to be able to like break bread together, in addition to have a place to meet in person and do the things that I kind of mentioned in the Champions Lounge chat, which was meet up and either do like have guest speakers. So like we could have like the Department of Fish and Wildlife, the people that collect the fish heads for like white sea bass, and they can tell us about like white sea bass behavior, that kind of stuff. Yeah, like yeah, salty, more like break fortune cookies. Set the hook on the. Oh, so I was like, who said that? I was like, that's my night boss. Set the hook on that like button, son. Yeah, but it's gonna be a blast. So it's just I feel like it's the next natural step for the club as far as like it makes it easier, I think, to spread the word and to grow the club, because it's not a club it's not a club members only thing, right? Unless we like RSVP more than 40 people, then we'll restrict it to club only. But if we get to 40 people at a venue, that'd be amazing, right? But we'll see. Whoever shows up, and it's gonna be a fun thing. It's not gonna be a waste of your time. We're probably gonna do like a 1 to 2 hour thing, which includes food and stuff. Again, and we're gonna try to do that every quarter. Okay. And it's probably gonna be on a weeknight, like on a Tuesday. Okay. It'll be on a weeknight, like on a Tuesday, like in the La Jolla area. Okay. If you guys want to see where Mandarin House is in La Jolla, you can look it up. That we have a good idea. Iron Fish has a good idea. He says, do a raffle, like $1 tickets, and use the profits for future trips or gatherings. Yeah, we might do something like that, Iron Fish. But like what I usually like to do for trips and gatherings, I don't want to commit you guys. I don't want to commit your money to the kitty because you might not be available for the next event, right? So, but what I do when we are setting up an event or a thing, I like to try to minimize the cost to you guys, even if it means that I'll pay my way. And it makes it kind of easier on everybody. And also I don't have to manage that money, hold on to that money and figure out like, okay, this money's for that and this money's for that. I want to kind of deal with that. It's already a lot of work. I'm going to have to fly in from Arizona. Benji! I know. Benji, for one of those nights, you will have to fly from Arizona. I'm sorry. You're going to have to. Question. Darren SD. How do we access Champions League? Oh, Champions Lounge. Darren SD, I think you're a Patreon supporter. If you're a Patreon supporter and you have your Patreon account linked to your Discord account, then Discord will recognize it and it'll unlock it for you. Another way you can gain that access is if you're a channel member on my regular channel. So either one of those two options, right? You can do it for like $1 for like $1 on the Patreon server, You do it for $10, I think, or $1, $5, or $10 on the Patreon server, and any one of those levels will get you access into the Champions Lounge. And then, or another option is you can be a channel member to my regular YouTube channel. So romancastro.com/YT or bit, right? So any one of those two the system will detect it, and then will unlock that forum for you. If you are one of those two, okay, we'll need to troubleshoot it for you. I'll work with you this week to troubleshoot it, because you should be in there. You might not have your YouTube account or your Discord account associated with, your YouTube account associated with Discord, or your Patreon account associated with Discord. So we need to associate one of those so the system sees what group to put you in. That's the way it works. I put a little walkthrough on how to do that, but I can show you individually once we this week. Thanks for bringing that up. Anybody else that is a supporter at those levels, either in Patreon or at my channel on YouTube, my main channel on YouTube, should have access to Champions Lounge. And the reason we're calling it a Champions Lounge is because you're the champion of my cause, of the cause of how people learn how to fish in a positive way, and to build this community. That you guys are the champions of that idea, the champions of that motto / what we're doing, right? So very cool, very cool. All right, so that's cool. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's see. So that's gonna be the venue. If we outgrow it, we'll move to a different place. But it's gonna be the cheapest way to do it. Plus, we'll have the food option, and then of course Nelson's a super cool dude, and he's part of the MMFC club anyway, and so he knows what we're about, and he'll be able to support us in what we're doing. So I'm super excited about that. Very cool. All right. so many things. In-person meetings and be yeah. And Brian has a little bit more insight into the planning that's going on behind the scenes. And man, I'm excited for it. I'm super stoked for it. It's gonna be like it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna make our club very cool. It's gonna make our club even cooler than it already is. Okay. So that's the in-person club meeting update. Okay, cool. All right, so I added a thread in the Discord server that's called MMFC Club Meetings. That's where I'm going to put all the information. Oh yeah, here it is. I almost forgot. I know everybody goes to Discord and checks it and stuff, and it's great for that. The meeting is going to be at the Mandarin House in La Jolla. But we don't have a date yet. We're waiting for some pieces not pieces. We're waiting for some things that we need before we can set up the first meeting. Because I want the first meeting to be like awesome, and I wanted to have like such a good impression on you guys, and just like show the work we've been doing, and not only that, like honor the guys who've been putting in the work for the club and building this awesome community. So it's gonna be awesome. Okay. Yeah, that's all I can say. That's all I can say. All right. That's super cool, man. I'm so excited about that. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, 5 Gil. Yeah. I think you guys, the champs are doing so much already to help just by that funding. You know, like that's already like a lot in my opinion. That's already a lot, and I appreciate every single one of you. Okay, so thanks for asking, and I will reach out if I need help once I've established something that like, okay, I need help with this. I'll figure out how to do that process, and then I'll ask if anybody can help with it. Then I'll teach that person how to do that process for me. That way, I'm not just handing it off and trying to get, and it's confusing. I want to be able to document it so I can hand it off, and then that's the way we'll build like club positions and that kind of stuff. So it's a growing time. It's a growing time for me and a growing time for the club. So uh, a lot of different changes, lot of little micro projects I'm working on, but it's all in the end for the good. Another project that we have in the works right now, and it's very very early, is for a group trip. Okay. Um, we were thinking after we did the Islander trip, we're thinking about getting the whole boat next year, but I haven't heard back from the guys, so I'm just gonna work on another project or another outing as a group that might be more accessible, or maybe see have a better option, right? But we'll see. So we're gonna move with this one because we're gonna move with this project because this project is I don't need the I don't need the go ahead from anybody else to start booking people or to start spreading the news and trying to make this an amazing trip. So Captain Dan and Dario have both. Well, Captain Dan's been going to this place to Rancho. It's Rancho Leonero, right? It translates loosely to Lionish Ranch, like that's Lionish, right? Leonero. So it's Rancho Leonero is a place resort, and I've been working with Captain Dan to kind of get an idea of like what the cost would be, what the availability would be, what week to go, because what up, Ralph? Welcome, Ralph. We're talking about the next option for a group outing that we have for next year. We're gonna go as a group, and anybody that wants to come is invited, right? We're gonna go as a group to Rancho Leonero, and it's gonna be like a 7-day trip. Okay, so 7-day trip. You don't have to stay for the whole 7 days. If you could just do 5, that's fine, right? If you could just do 4, whatever you feel you can do, just you can do that. But I'm gonna give you like the guesstimate on the not the guesstimate on the pricing. Actually, I'm gonna give you guys some pricing just so you guys have an idea of what the cost is and what you get for that cost. And let me know if you think it's a good deal or not, because I think it's a killer deal compared to the prices we're gonna pay to go to Cedros, and the prices even the Islander for what you get. I'm not sure for the Islander. I'm not sure if it might be pretty close with the Islander. But anyway, here we go. So the way it works is they have rooms that are about they'll have 2 beds. Some rooms have 3 beds, but most of the rooms have 2 beds. You're in like it's like a palapa, right? It's completely enclosed. It's got the thatch roof and air conditioning, and you're in a locked area, I guess, inside a gate, so you're not out in the general public. They cook for you, so the price I'm going to give you includes food, includes your room and board, and I think you have to pay out of pocket for like alcohol, or I think sodas, or I think after so many sodas. Captain Dan, correct me if I'm wrong. I might mess this up, but really good air conditioning. There you go. really good air conditioning. And so that's just like the amenities, right? Of course, they have a pool. You can hang out, all that good stuff. And then on top of that, they also have a fleet. Well, I'm not sure if I'll call it a fleet, but they have a pangas or boats, motor boats that you can rent as part of the resort. You go to the concierge and tell them, hey, I need a panga for tomorrow, and they get it for you, and then you let them know. They make your lunch they make your breakfast. They make your lunch to take with you on the boat for fishing that day, and then they make your dinner when you get back. And if you bring back some fish that you want to cook that day, they might even cook the fish for you, right? It's just like it's like don't have to think about anything. Like, okay, you just show up, you got your room, you got your food, you got your friends, you're hanging out, having a blast, and then you're excited for the next morning. You get up early, you go have your breakfast, you jump on your boat. Your captain's already got your food that you chose from a list of things you could choose from the day before, and you're off to fishing. You go fishing, you make bait, you catch some awesome fish. You come back, they fillet them for you, and you're back at the resort like maybe at 2 or 3, depending how diehard you want to be, right? And with some good fish and some awesome stories, and then you come home and shower and go hang out with the boys and have some drinks and have some dinner and just talk about the fishing day. Right, it's gonna be awesome. Okay. I can't find you on Discord. TB Metal Art, I think, is on Discord. So anyway, that's like that's the feel you're gonna have, and then the fishing, guys, there is world class. I mean, I'm not saying this will happen when we go, but Captain Dan booked so many fish from so many varieties of fish. You know, he did some of the reef fish. He got a Dorado. He got a Wahoo. He got I think a yellowfin tuna, right? And or yellowtail maybe yellowtail. Yeah, yellowtail. Not tuna, yellowtail. But the 5 kilo. If you want to bring your wife, you can bring your wife. If she's down to fish, you could take her with you fishing on your penga. She might be bored, right? But it's really up to you guys. So here's the way it breaks down. Okay, so I think per night it's $334. So $334 per night for the room. And if you want to have a boat that day, it's about $375. It's $375 for the boat. Okay. Lots of wives go there, says Captain Dan. There you go. And you can just chill and have a margarita by the pool, right? So that's the price. That's about $709 per day. It includes all that. And remember, this is a price for a 2-bedroom setup or a 2-bedroom setup, which means you take. So for the 7 days, you're paying about close to $5,000. It's like $49.70, but you're splitting that with 1 or 2 people, right? So if you want to have somebody bring like a cot or sleep on a sleeping bag or share a bed with somebody, you guys can split a room and split that 3 ways. And so if you split it 2 ways, I think it's about $2,480, so about $2,500 for 7 days of fishing, eating, hanging out, everything included, except for, of course, I think after a certain amount of sodas, you have to pay for the extra sodas, and alcohol you have to pay on the side. So if you're not a big drinker anyway, it's a hell of, coach, that's a hell of a, you're right, it's a heck of a deal. So that's what we're setting up. We kind of have a date. The price didn't include the show special 20% discount for September. Oh, okay. Got it. Okay, so the price I gave you, even though we might, if we reserve it now, we're going to have to reserve it at that rate. In September, they'll knock off 20%. Okay? So what about travel down there included? Travel down there is not included, Salty. Great question. So, Captain Dan, what does it cost to fly down there and back? You guys, we can drive or we can fly. I'd rather fly because it's going to be less time on the road, and I can actually have more chance to fish, right? Oh, actually, Captain Dan just flies right out of San Diego, dude. Captain Dan flies right out of San Diego, but a good one. Yeah, probably flying is gonna be cheaper than driving. And if you want to make it a little bit cheaper, you could fly out of TJ by going to the CBX. So there'll be some option. But imagine even that would be cool. Like going with your fishing buddies, taking the same flight and just like taking over the flight. That'd be cool. Several different types of rooms. 2 to a room, or 3 if you want. One room has 4 beds, and airfare varies from $250 to $500 round trip. All right, that makes sense. So you're not getting. So the airfare is a little bit different there. So I'm gonna send you guys in the chat. I'm gonna put the URL for this place so you guys can go check it out and see what you think. Okay. Okay, so the reason I brought that up, well, besides letting you know we're actually going to do this, I'm going to go with Captain Dan no matter what happens. If you guys decide you can't make it and you can't go, that's a bummer, but I'm with you, Captain Dan. I'm gonna go no matter what. So I'm going. Captain Dan's going. I think his friend George is going, and any one of you is welcome to come. It's gonna be a super fun trip, and if we get enough people out there, the place will be running the resort. I've booked September 8th to the 15th. So those are the dates. Those are the dates. Captain Dan, you give away with the date. Hopefully I have enough time to book my room before everybody books theirs. Hey, if you guys book a room and leave me with that one, I'm gonna have to just crash at one of your places. Oh no, Jeff, I didn't know Cedros was still doing their thing. I thought they were closed. So either way, like Cedros was a lot more expensive. I think it included the flight, but even with the flight included, I think this is a kind of a better deal. And you don't have the Hobie kayaks and all that Hobie kayak experience like to fish from the kayak, but they do have some kayaks there that are non-pedal that you can take out if you want. But I think after a long day of fishing on the Pangas, you're gonna come back and you're gonna want to relax for the rest of the day to get ready to get enough sleep to go fishing the next day. So super cool. All right, that's what it is for the trip. I'll have more details and actually send out information. I'm gonna do that stuff I'm gonna start doing that kind of stuff through the email list. So I know a lot of you guys are already on the email list, but if you're not on my email list, take the time to sign up today. Let's see. What did Salty say? Let's see, Salty. Yeah, travel down there is not included. Is that what Salty said? Oh, cool. Okay, good. All right, cool. All right. So yeah, that's a plan. So that'll be next year. Okay. I know it's a long ways away, but this way you have enough time to like either save up for it if you want to go and you want to save up for it. That's an option for you. Or if you're ready, you can just book it now. But unless something crazy happens, I'm going to be there. Just back and mod stuff. Just back and mod stuff. Okay, cool. I'm not sure what they're talking about, but I'm just going to keep going. Cool. Ranch trip. Yeah. Okay. So there's that link that says get the 25 fishing tips PDF. A lot of you guys probably don't need that PDF, but that's a way to sign up to my email list. I'm going to be sending out the Cedros information to that email list. And then in the Discord, we're going to just kind of talk about what we're doing for planning like we've done in the past where we have an event. That way I have a better understanding of who's going to come and all that good stuff. Perfect. Thanks, Coach. Perfect. Right on time, too. Okay. Let's see what else I have before we go to Coach. I'm gonna run through these real quick because that one took a little bit longer than expected. Okay. Hoop netting or lobster season is opening on the same night or the same day as the pickle run. I remember last time I was so worn out after the lobster opener that I missed the actual pickle run. But this time I'll be doing the pickle run. But if you guys are interested in this and going bugging like Arnie's saying, or if it's your first time this year or this season, setting up for lobster for lobster hoop netting, Scotty and I put a video series together like about 2 years ago that is pretty good for beginners. We take you from taking a hoop net off the rack and setting it up completely, and then actually how to use it, how to bait it, and everything you need to know to start lobster hoop netting this season. It's actually !hoop net in the chat with a netbot to pop it up. Or if you're watching the replay, you can go to romancastro.com/hoopnet. And then it's basically a hoop netting 101 series. And I'm going to Scotty and I walk you through setting that up and getting ready for the season. So go watch it, get your stuff, and get ready for hoop netting. It's gonna be a blast. No spotters that I know of. Triggers. Okay, cool. I've heard of people going to that part of fishing to Rancho Lonero, that section of Baja, and fishing for roosters from the beach. So it's really a matter of like what you want to do, right? You don't have to go out on a panga boat every time. Maybe you want to do shore fishing one day, or maybe you want to borrow one of the little kayaks and just paddle your heart out to to try to find some world record spotties like maybe Brian might want to do, you know. But that's entirely up to you. And every time you don't take a boat out, it lowers the cost of each day being there, right? All right. So next order of business is, I think that's all I have as far as announcement goes and this kind of stuff. All right, let's get ready to get coaching here. Let's see. It's been a while. There's coach. I guess I should unmute him, huh? I saw my background music going. Make sure I have this coming in live from Coach Studios over at Wharf TV headquarters with a round of applause from the live studio audience. It's Coach Worm. Yes, got it. Nailed it. How's it going?
Another day in paradise, Roman. You know how it is.
Yeah, it's nice out here. It's nice out here.
I was talking to the good captain in the chat, and I asked him to send word to his people because this is one trip I'd really like to make if I could.
Oh yeah? Oh my gosh, dude.
I would love to go down there and cast the chugger at sundown in the Gulf, in the Mar, like I used to. In La Mar. Cast a big chugger at sundown.
Dude, if
I'd only be able to cast it 10 times with my shoulder the way it is, but
it'd be worth it. Totally worth it.
I would love to do it. Catch some pez toro, caballa azul, caballa oro, palometas.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Lenguados.
Oh, with those two. Hey, I hate to say it, but spotties make fine bait for those big lenguados they have in the Mar.
So lenguados are halibut, guys.
Cortez halibut in particular.
You're right.
Freaking bad.
Yeah, Cortez halibut. That's right. It's a different species of halibut, but a halibut nonetheless, and tastes good. Okay. Also, real quick, you go down there. You take an empty cooler, right? And then when you come back with fish every day, they take that fish, they process it for you, and they freeze it. They flash freeze it so that it's frozen solid. Since you can't transport ice on an airplane, right? It's gotta be just a frozen fish. But the fish itself is frozen, so it keeps itself cold in your cooler until you get back home. And the flight plus getting to the airport and all that stuff is not that long, so that should be fine. But that's how you do bring your fish back. In case you had any questions about that.
Oh no! If I was catching palometas, you guys would be eating some of the best ceviche on earth. If I was down there catching the palometa, because palometas are special. We don't have an equivalent to the palometa here. We don't have one. It doesn't exist. That's a special fish. It's cool. All over the Southern Mar. We used to catch them all the time.
What's the name for it in English?
It's kind of like a pompano, but it's funny looking.
Oh, interesting.
It's a pompano, but they have oh man, I don't even know how to describe this fish. The one kind has like bars and really long fins. They call it a thread fin pompano, but it's not even a true pompano. It's a palometa.
Interesting.
And then you have the palometa pinta. Keep in mind, these are all names as I know them. There's no factual basis for anything I'm saying. I just know the fish.
Just making it words. Make up words.
Yeah, basically, I'm pulling it out of some numbskull memory from a million years ago. So there, to me, there was 2 palometas in the Gulf, and then there was another paloma that was farther south, and that's more like a true pompano. They're all sort of pompano looking. They're a really tall fish. Some of them have like a skinny neck, but the pintas have the yellow and red on the back. Palometa pinta. I don't know what the name is.
Oh, that's a cool. Salty's Google that thing. It said common names include banner pompano, kamade fish, cobbler, gaff topsail, great pompano, joe fish, longfish pompano, longfin. Sorry, old wife, sad mackerel, streamer's jack, wireback. Dang.
And this is why common names, especially in like Mexican Spanish or Hawaiian, are so useless, because the common name varies so much from place to place.
Yeah. Oh man, it's getting real, dude. People are talking about bringing the wives. Man, that'd be so sick. Captain Dan, how is it for like the wives? Like if somebody doesn't fish, is there enough stuff for them to stay busy? So say like
I'm going down to Rancho Leonero down in southern Baja.
Oh.
Sorry, the wife was curious about this. She goes, "The wives? What are they talking about?"
Let's go.
But yeah, I mean the palometas and the caballo oro, caballo azul that we used to catch from the beach in the Southern Mar and across in Cancun are fantastic fish, fantastic eating fish. We don't have an equivalent here. We don't have anything that tastes anything like them or has a meat like them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, for any of your guys that go and go down there and catch and decide to go throw a spoon in the surf or sabikis or whatever, there's a possibility for some fish you have never seen before down there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guarantee a lot of you guys, if you haven't fished in Mexico yet, there's going to be some fish that nothing is small. Seems like nothing is small.
And it's funny that Brian brings up spotties because I think they're a little more deeper water species, but those gold spotted sand bass, they have those down there.
Yeah, those things are big.
That is a trippy ass fish, and they get as big as a calico. I mean, they get like 27 and a half inches. It's a spotty that gets 27 inches long.
It's got like the red highlights, right?
Yeah, it's got like these big red clouds down the side, like a big spot.
Yeah. Those are cool.
Definitely a beautiful fish, and a lot better eating than a spotty, I have to admit. Although Brian may want to sell me down the river for that one, but
that's awesome. Cool.
And that's before you start getting into like hawkfish and some of the reef fish, triggers.
Yeah, grouper.
Yeah, but I mean, even just your regular crappy hawkfish is delicious in the pan. It's a true serrated, like a grouper or a snapper, as near as I know. Just beautiful meat, hard fighters, common as heck, completely disregarded by the locals down there. Totally delicious. I mean, I don't know. It's a whole different world for anything up here.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. So we're going to jump into some surface temperature reports. We're going to SD fishing report. I'm not going to play the tune until we're actually in there. Here we go. I think I end up playing it. Let me get this ready.
I mean, we've got some interesting stuff happening. Of course, Dorado and Bluefin heading up our local news.
Do you want to share your screen?
Quite a few marlin have been taken locally. Let me get this going here.
Where is it, Coach? Full? Oh.
Did I get it, Roman? Or
yeah, you got it. I
okay.
I didn't get it on my side. I'm kind of messing up over here. Co-host screen. Yes, got it.
Get ready. Here comes this week's San Diego Fishing Report.
Nice.
So I took Mr. Stingray himself, Mr. Caden.
Oh, okay.
I took him out to La Jolla, and part of the reason we went was that he could give me some white sea bass to cook for you guys on Saturday.
Oh, what? Very nice.
So my plan is some bacon fried white sea bass. Costco Business got the bacon back in stock for the first time in months and months. So we have bacon, and we're gonna have salchichas, and we're gonna fry some white sea bass in some bacon fat. It'll be amazing.
Oh, very nice.
I've got a little. I don't know I know how you feel about me playing my videos on your channel, but I would never offer a strike. And if anything happened, you could kick it back to me anytime. But I got a little video here at the end.
Is it have music in it?
So, well, we got some low tides in the afternoons, which means high tides around 10, 11 o'clock for the next couple of days. It's kind of good for what I do, although they are a little low. That's one thing that Mr. Stingray and I ran into yesterday, was that the tide was just a little bit low. We were up against it a little bit. But you got really nice tide swings this week. No excuses, no BS, you bums. If you don't do well, you can't blame it on the tide this time. We got really nice tides, even heading into the weekend. Pretty good tides, except for like these morning tides on Saturday and Monday. Most every other tide is 4.5 feet or more, so you got no excuse to not go out and put the wood to the spotties or target those makos as the tide turns if you want to get on that boat. We ready here to go to temp break, Roman?
Yep.
Sorry about the sirens, people. Not my fault this time. So here's temp break. We got like 72 to 74 degree water offshore. As this stabilizes, I imagine this band will condense here between the 182, 312, 209, 277, and onto the slide there by Avalon. I imagine this will solidify if our weather conditions stay stable, as they are supposed to for the next few days. So our offshore reports could be very good. As you can see, we got nice warm water laying up against the North County beaches, South County. I don't know if this is cloud cover or if this is cold water encroachment from the south. It could be either one.
Oh, yeah.
If you wade in and it feels a little chilly to you, good luck to you if you're fishing the surf down there by IB. Last I heard, they had a major sewage release, so that might not be a good idea.
Yeah.
These beaches in North County definitely have some warm water laying on them all the way up through Orange County into LA.
Well, that's good. That's good for us doing that. 75
degree water in Santa Monica Bay. So if we get some nice stable temperatures and they hang with us for a bit, they'll get these Dorado and tuna dialed back in no time. Counts are not real good right now. We'll get to that in a minute, but otherwise we'll have a pretty nice temp break here offshore pretty soon.
Yeah, that looks super close.
Well, I mean, it's kind of broken up here off the islands. If this solidifies kind of a little closer to shore, we'll be, I think even the boys up north, that bite will pick up. Here's Roman's old favorite map. Your new favorite map didn't really show too much, Roman, okay. So I'm reverting to this one.
It's fine.
You can see the arrow. The arrow's pointed right to the Pacific side of Rancho Leonero.
That's right.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, El Leonero would be the guy that hunts the lions, right?
Leonero, yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah. No, it's like a lioner.
Yeah, but that's like the guy that hunts the lions. If the torero is the guy that takes care of the bulls.
Yeah, it's the guy that takes care of the lion, but not necessarily a hunter. Yeah, that could make sense. Yeah.
I don't know. That was kind of my interpretation. Yeah. Hearing it, I was like, I don't know. I doubt they have too many lions down in that part of Baja. It's pretty dry down there. Although they got sheep down there, so maybe.
Because you can attribute that to somebody too, like he is Leonero. Like it means he's like
he is lionish. The lion. It's lionish. The lions. Okay, it's the Lions Ranch. Okay, I can see that.
Like he had lion-like behavior, I guess. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, I can buy it. So here we are at Cedros and Guadalupe. All our water right now is flowing hard from the south, as you can see from the SST here from your tax dollars at work. Of course, we've had some wind events. We had some swell events. Had a couple of storms. So it's breaking that up somewhat in our local offshore. Everybody was talking about Wahoo. I told you before I was kind of skeptical.
Yeah.
And so far it hasn't happened, although I guess it still could. You might recall, I don't know if you were paying attention, Roman, but I believe I talked about Marlin being a good possibility when I was on with Brian the other day.
Right.
and it looks like we got some marlin showing up in the line. So at least I was right on that.
That's awesome.
The crystal ball can be pretty murky at times. And I mean, even the guys who are way better at this than I do, they don't get it right all the time either. So just keep that in mind when you're hearing somebody talk about, oh, we're gonna get wahoo next week, or we're gonna get.
I'm gonna keep saying that every week. I'm gonna say that every week.
We're gonna get marlin at the kelp line or something. You know, you gotta kind of take it with a grain of salt.
We're gonna catch tuna on the pickle run. I'm just gonna say it because if we do, I'm gonna say I told you.
I mean, you might. I don't know how likely it is, but you might.
And Dorado, maybe.
It's totally possible. I think that, you know, if you guys pass any patties, yellowtail are definitely on the menu.
Yeah. Very cool.
So if we look at the dock totals here, you know, you see numbers like 120 pounds. Somebody landed a 380 yesterday.
Oh, man. Oh, a 380?
A 380 was landed yesterday or the day before.
Holy.
Still lots of Dorado, still lots of bluefin out there. Still quite a few patty yellowtails out there.
Tyler said one of his buddies got a Dorado up in Anacapa, dude.
Yeah, and actually, if you look at the temp rate, that temp rate runs all the way up past Anacapa onto the potato up there. So
dang, that's so crazy.
But we need stable weather conditions to condense that into a line that the fish will focus on. They're kind of scattered out right now, which is why you're not seeing the quadruple digits of Dorado.
Yeah. They're kind of scattered
I mean,
around.
Still 573 Dorado for 189 anglers total is pretty darn good. But, but you know, there's definitely been some real big bluefin landed. There's still lots of Dorado out there. It's definitely... We're talking about at least a couple of weeks till the end of the season, I think. With this warming trend here, we'll probably extend it at least a few days. So I think barring major storms and major wind events, we could see local tuna into November if things stay the same.
Very nice.
And a shameless self-plug, but also one hell of a fish.
Let's see this. Does it have music in it?
No, there's no music.
Okay, good. Cool. Hit it.
So I caught this opal eye in La Jolla a couple of days ago.
What a tank.
Look how fat this thing is.
Healthy. Hooked him in the mouth for once. He's giving me the dorsal display. There's the eyeball. The eyeball every actress would kill for. Hell yeah, look at that guy. What a beautiful fish.
Did you keep it?
You'll get your answer here in a second.
It's time to keep this guy. Oh.
So needless to say, I threw that fish back. I knew I was going to business, Costco and stuff, and I hooked him perfect in the lip where he was going to be fine. So,
that makes sense.
So I just took a quick short and I threw him back. But if this kind of content interests you, feel free to check me out anytime. You want me to switch back to my face here, Roman?
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see, go here first. That's very cool.
That was a fat fish. I mean, in my hand, you could see how fat the fish was. It was an easy 3 inches wide at least.
Coach split. There it is. All right, you're back. Very cool. That was awesome. What are you fishing for those with? Peas or just
piece
bread?
Of shrimp on a number 6.
Okay, cool. Very nice.
And just to let everybody know, anybody that's interested in the IV stuff, the Imperial Valley stuff, I made a long form content video. I dropped it last weekend, or last weekend or the weekend before, and I show you exactly how I do it. I pitch the bait in there, I back up, I crouch. You see me feeding the bait down the hole, and I catch a catfish.
Oh.
That's a really hard sequence to film. I've tried many, many times to get that set of events on one strip of camera roll, and it is not easy. So if you're interested in that stuff, feel free to check that out.
Very nice. I think it's just exclamation point Wharf TV without the space. Leonard, let me try this. Let's see who wins. Oh, I think that was mine. I think it's Wharf TV. I think it's exclamation point Wharf TV without the space. There's a link for Coach's channel. Go check him out. And give him a follow. Give him a subscribe, right? Subscribe, not follow. A subscribe.
Yeah, I'm closing in on 1,000 subs, Roman.
What? Dude. Hey,
I've only been at this 5 years. I mean, you figure.
Yeah, I think we're closing in on what? We finally made it over 500 on this channel.
You're working on 600 on this channel. I'm
working on 1,000. I'm working on 1,000, boys. I need you guys to share this. I need you guys to share this channel with your friends. Invite them to come and watch the show. Do me that favor. If you stayed this long and you enjoyed the show, let's keep the show rolling. I've renewed my commitment to grow this channel to 1,000 subs. Let's go, HCX Pulsar. You know what I'm talking about. And we're gonna do whatever it takes. So we're doing a show every Monday and every Wednesday. Okay, so we'll be here 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come hang out, invite your friends, and this is basically like I don't know, like the the way we keep in touch with the club as well. So lots of good stuff coming. So before we let you go, Coach, do you have something to share with us? All right, here we go.
Wisdom of the week.
All right, people. So we're kind of into the home stretch of our season, right? Our main offshore season and our main onshore season for you Calico Bass guys and the Corvina guys. There's never been a better time to get off your, what did Spiffing Brit say the other day? Your potato-based laurels and get out there and catch a few. I've been seeing really good fish in the surf. I've been doing good off the cliffs. I've probably caught a couple hundred fish in the last week and a half.
Wow. That's funny.
I mean, at least 150, if not more, I would say. The desert's going off. Cliffs are going off. Offshore needs to settle down a bit, but I think it'll start going off again soon.
Yeah.
The calico bass bite in La Jolla has been very good, obviously.
Okay.
There's birds everywhere. Every time I go to the shore, there's birds all over the place. So obviously the calicos are feeding hard. I mean, if nothing else, get out there and at least toss a swim bait around. Get on it while the bite's good.
True. Very true.
I mean, we've never had a better opportunity than this. Now, I realize this is absolutely of zero interest to anybody around San Diego. But one of my buddies went out and he said he started off trying to fish for halibut off Zuniga. He said the soup fin were so thick, he just went to a wire leader and he caught like 47 soup fin sharks in an afternoon.
Wow.
Now, most people wouldn't be prepared to do this, and it would be a huge nuisance to most guys. Yeah. He said it was the time of his life. He caught him up to like 60, 70 pounds.
Oh, dude.
The guy caught 40 sharks in an afternoon, 40-something sharks in an afternoon, something like that, up to 70, 80 pounds. I mean, if you can't have fun catching 40 sharks in an afternoon.
Was he on a boat?
Yeah, he was in a boat. He was drifting for halibut, but he said the soup fin were everywhere and they were wrecking his rigs and everything.
Yeah.
So eventually he just tied up with some really heavy leaders. He had some weed whip line and crimps. And he just ran hoochies to like mackerel strips or something and just laid the beat down.
Salty asked if his arms fell off.
I mean, if you're fighting 40, 70-pound sharks,
I felt like I got a yellowtail on an iron this weekend. My first yellowtail on an iron. It's actually one of the biggest yellowtail I've caught with an artificial lure, and that was a good fight, dude. That thing was like a little tug of war going on. But can imagine doing that. Can't imagine doing that with a shark.
Yellowtail. Yeah, I mean, yellows fight hard, sharks fight hard.
Harder.
Soup fins in particular fight freaking hard.
And then I do that 47 times. I'm good with like 3 or 4, dude. Like even like 2 maybe. You know?
Well, my point being, well, that could be some guy's hell, trying to wade through some soup fin sharks. He just adapted. He overcame. He's like, you know what? This is how it is. Let's drag out the heavy gear. Let's haul these boys up, and let's just have the time of our lives this afternoon.
Yeah,
it could have been absolute hell. He could have been complaining till the cows came
that's
home.
True.
He could have really been hating on all these sharks moving in on his halibut spot or whatever.
I know.
But instead, he turned it into the time of his life. Everybody on his boat pulled on 8 or 10 of these things. and I mean, what a great example of a way to turn something horrible into the time of your life.
Yeah.
To really just take advantage and really enjoy one of those opportunities that doesn't come around every day. So if you're faced with something where you're not like, oh, hell no, I'm going home, I'm getting out of here. Take it back for a minute. Imagine you're British and that soup fin shark is a real trophy fish. And those guys over there, they catch 20 pounders and they're like, oh, look at this beautiful 20-pound tope shark. We're going to ease this girl back in the water. All this stuff.
Sweet talking it like that's so funny.
Give it a few smooches on the way out.
Like a fragile trout.
Yeah. And meanwhile, your halibut guy's like beating the thing over the head, hoping his hook falls out. You know what I mean? And I just think it's funny because over there, it's a prime sport fish that schools up. And when the bite's good, they really try to capitalize. And around here, it's just, oh, forget it. Let's go home.
Yeah. But
instead, you stick it out. You have a great time. You got pictures of everybody on your boat with these great big sharks. Super fun stuff. If you were willing to approach it that way. So, again, fishing and life, marriage, work is really what we make it.
Yeah. Very cool.
So
there you go. Some wisdom of the week.
Wisdom of the week.
All right. Shout out to Coach. We're going to take him out. The round of applause from the live studio audience. Exclamation point. Worth TV in the chat. And thanks again, Coach. We'll see you soon.
You betcha.
And then I'll reach out to you about this trip. We need to talk. Be awesome.
Yeah, you betcha. Very
cool. All right. Thanks, Coach. Oops. I forgot to give the applause. There he goes. Yeah, let's go. Oh, yeah. 8:06. Pretty close. We got pretty close. Guys, thanks again for showing up today. We'll be back here every Monday, every Wednesday. Show up. Bring a friend. Spread the word. We're going to get to 1,000 subs in this channel in no time. Doing what we can. I have another thing I've been doing on this with this time I've had off is doing the cataloging the old episodes. So I'm making my way through those, and it's looking good. The archive will be functional soon. Okay, so if you go to fishyhour.com, it'll take you to the actual Fishy Hour website, and then you'll be able to search for things that we've talked about on the show in the past. So there's a ton of knowledge in these episodes that were done over the past couple of years since COVID started, and so it's there for the taking. It's free. It's there for you guys to learn from. If you're new to the show and you missed, like, for example, the A-Rig episode or like the line test episode, you will be able to search for those things in our archive and go back and listen to just the things that you want to learn at the time. Okay, so it's gonna be super, super cool. Again, lots of progress with the stuff for the club, and I'm really looking forward to all the stuff we have planned, and hoping that you guys show up. And yeah, just want to say thank you. Thanks for showing up, and thanks for making the club what it is. And I'll see you guys Wednesday. Have a good night, and remember to send your photos to Brian so we can do PB shoutouts and make it the best PB shoutout ever. All right, good night, guys. Woo!